number. President Obama making the case after losing a very tough vote in the House last week to put a pause on the U.S. program. Before the Senate votes, we have the Thanksgiving break. The president is hoping lawmakers and the American people take a closer look and come to his side.
My hope, though, is that now that we've got some time to catch our breath and take a look at this carefully, people understand that refugees who end up in the United States are the most vetted, scrutinized, thoroughly investigated individuals that ever arrive on American shores.
Julie Pace, you see the president's frustration there. There is a pretty tough vetting process. The Department of Homeland Security, the FBI. It's not like the refugees who get on a boat, get to Greece, get into Europe. It's a very different process to get all the way here to the United States. That's the president's policy argument. Publicly, he's losing. The American people, a majority in a couple of polls this week, say we don't want any Syrian refugees in this case. In the House, if you look at the House vote, the president lost 47 Democrats, a veto-proof majority. How does he make his case before the Senate gets to this, where he only has to lose 6 or 7 Democrats in the Senate? We do have an election next year.
We do have an election.
The president seems a little lonely and isolated right now.
He is. You wonder if the president had made the statement that you just played as his initial response to this, if maybe the situation in the Hill would be a bit different. But his initial reaction was to essentially say that if you're someone who is even considering trying to block refugees from coming to this country, then you are un-American. And that really got a lot of people's backs up against the wall. And the White House, as they've been talking to Democrats, have been focused more on policy and not on politics. And this is something that has been a problem for this White House as they talk to Democrats for years. But right now, the White House, if they're going to try to get this to either vote in a way that will allow him to still veto this or perhaps hold off on the legislation entirely, are going to have to work on the politics of this. They're going to have to give Democrats some cover because right now it is not looking like a bad vote to vote for something that would tighten restrictions.
54